Hey everyone, it's Josh, and I'm back with another video on the upcoming MMO Ashes of Creation. As always, this game is still in the alpha phase, and some of this information is subject to be changed as the game progresses further into development. In this video, I'm going to go through the classes of Ashes of Creation and do a quick overview of each of them. So Ashes of Creation is going to have the three general types of classes that you find in your typical MMO: tanks, DPS, and healers. And there's going to be 8 different main classes to choose from, and in Ashes of Creation, this is going to be called your primary archetype. At launch, you'll be able to choose from the following 8 primary classes. Bards, which will mainly be a support class, providing buffs that can easily augment tanking, evasion, DPS, and healing abilities within proximity, but they will also have some combat abilities. Clerics will be the main healing class within Ashes of Creation, but choosing a cleric as a secondary archetype could provide self-healing, the ability to indirectly heal others, even be able to resurrect zombies and other undead summons. The fighter class is going to be a typical physical combat class with the option to use a wide range of different weapon types. Mages will be a standard caster class harnessing the elements for their spells such as air, fire, water, and lightning, with the possibility of having seasonal influences on certain abilities as the environment changes within the game. The Ranger will be a ranged DPS class that will primarily focus on the use of a bow and will have a minimum distance for their attacks to fire. The Rogue class will be your stealth physical combat class, being able to have the ability that can discover hidden doors, traps, and treasures within the dungeons. The Summoner will have the use of pets and the use of many abilities that channel through their summons. The summoned pets will be able to fill several roles when it comes to group play and solo play. And the last class is your standard tank. As a tank, you'll be mitigating damage in groups and holding the threat of your enemies so that the group can DPS them down through either evasion tanking, control tanking, or shield tanking. When you create your character, you will be able to choose your main archetype from the base classes, and as you level up, eventually you'll be able to choose a second archetype that will augment their primary skills with effects from their secondary archetype. And this primary and secondary archetype will create a new, unique class. So in total, there will be 64 different classes as you progress into the game. Each skill in the primary tree will have several augment options from the secondary tree. Intrepid is calling this their horizontal progression. Augments to primary skills will fundamentally change the way the ability works, so your primary ability adapts the identity of the secondary archetype that you choose. This isn't going to be adding new skills for you to use, but just modifying the ones that you already have from your primary archetype. Your abilities will be based on your primary archetype you choose when you create your character. Each of the secondary archetypes will affect your primary skills differently based on the archetype that you choose. Also, if you were to choose the same primary and secondary archetype, you will increase the focus on that specific archetype, like being able to make your healing stronger, increase the strength of your summons, or being able to tank more efficiently. The augments to your primary abilities will fundamentally change the way the ability works, being able to incorporate the identity of the secondary archetype, so some skills could look and play completely different once you apply your augment. Your augments will be able to be modified and changed through an NPC in a level 3 or higher node. As your character levels up, you'll be getting skill points, and these skill points can be used to level up your primary skills. It's not going to be possible to max out all of your skill points once you reach max level, but with your skill points, you'll be able to have the option to either have several different abilities for the different utility reasons, or spec deep into a couple specific skills to make them even more powerful. Now, you won't be able to change the primary archetype that you choose at the beginning of the game, but through a series of quests that you'll be able to find in a level 3 or higher node, you'll be able to choose a new secondary archetype to be able to augment your abilities in new ways. When it comes to armor and weapons for your character, Ashes of Creation is not going to lock out any specific gear to certain classes. Instead, all classes will be able to use any armor or weapon type within the game. Although certain classes will find specific types of armor or weapons to be more beneficial for your class's abilities. Intrepid has also stated that about 40 to 50% of your power will come directly from your gear. Now when it comes to PvP, Intrepid seems to have an idea behind their balancing. They have created a system where specific classes tend to be better against one other class, so in theory there should always be someone with the upper hand, but you will still have the upper hand against someone else on the battlefield. And there's not going to be any separate PvP or PvE gear types, so all of your stats will be related to your PvP effectiveness. Alright, so there you have it, a rough breakdown and some details on how the classes within Ashes of Creation will work. Let me know in the comments what classes you are most excited to try, or if there is any particular information you'd like to see in a future video. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos on Ashes of Creation, as more details of the game are constantly being released. Thanks everyone, peace out.